The School of Hermitology love to talk about individual differences. Not only that, we like to use different things that exist in our reality to shed more light and context to those differences. So today, we dive in on a TV show of greatness, GRIMM. Now, GRIMM is a divine, imaginative, thought-provoking concept that stems from the tales of the Brothers Grimm, folk tales, fairy tales, stories of dark and light. So today we talk about WESEN, the German word for creatures. And if you are a Grimm enthusiast, you may know Monroe and Rosalie, some amazing characters that are identified as WESEN. Monroe was a Blutbot, Rosalie was a Fuchsbau, and then we had Nick himself, who was the Grimm who had the ability to see under the mask and who people were at the core, what kinds of creatures they really were underneath it all. We like to talk about these things in context to individual differences and in context to the inner self, the higher self. For we all walk around wearing masks, putting on our best face. But what does it take for us to vulgar, transform, shift, show who we really are underneath it all? What kind of person does it take for you to meet or bump into that makes you feel safe enough to vulgar in the now moment, meaning shift and reveal who you really are underneath it all? Now, although Grimm is just a TV show, the concepts of it are rooted in some really deep history. For example, WESEN. The word WESEN itself, creature in German, WESENs have been worshipped as gods in Egypt. The Egyptian gods as Anubis and Bastet have been seen as WESEN. The ability to shift and change. And actually, we are all creatures here on earth. Different energetic beings with an array of unique qualities and traits. So I ask you, what does it look like when you vulgar? Who is really existing underneath your skin, behind the mask that you wear? Because we all have many faces. The world is full of many races. And it is worth understanding that the TV show Grimm provides such a beautiful context of what it means to be unique, individual, aligned to ancestral identities, and actually see others in context to who they really are. So today all we do is suggest that you go and watch Grimm available on all of these high-flying networks. Prime Video is available. Watch an episode or two and see what you think about the vulgaring and the shifting and the ideology that around the world and walking amongst you every day are creatures. WESEN. Showing the faces that they have to show. But underneath, everyone has that unique glow, that unique characteristic that aligns them to who they really are. So what does it take for you to show up as your true self, your true species? Moreover, if you are a real GRIMM enthusiast and you was placed into the story of GRIMM and Nick went to his caravan to find out who you were in the book, what would it say about you? What would you look like underneath it all? Just out there, food for thought that the School of Hermitology like to provide. Even more so significant as we move into an era where we can create online characters and realities of our choosing. What characteristics are you choosing every day? How are you creating the version of yourself that is most reflective of you and who you are at the core? Because there has been some divine creatures that I have seen watching GRIMM. The Alp, the Balam, Anubis, a Wang. We always love Monroe as a Blutbot. I think that Rosalie as a Fuchsbau looks stunning when she vulgars. The Sultan Vogel as well. All with unique gifts and abilities existing amongst us. In these moments, as we think so intrinsically about a TV show, it makes me think, who would I like to become? And as I move into dream state and daydream and fantasize about different elements of self, it feels only right that I take a minute to dream and characterize my creature in this lifetime. Moreover, what do I reveal about myself when I vulgar?